Are we live?
We're live. All right, everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we have a really exciting video because it's something that I think a lot of people don't understand, and we're gonna do this in as plain English as possible. A lot of people wonder about how do you actually pull out the equity that's owed to you in the property that you currently own. So for example, you own a condo, it's appreciated $100,000. How do you get access to that equity that's yours so you can pull it out and then actually purchase another property on top of that and start beginning to build your real estate portfolio? So Michelle is gonna introduce herself and she'll explain that super simple process.
Yeah.
Just a few easy clicks.
Yeah. So it's Michelle. You should know this. You've been keeping up with the rest of our videos. Very simply put, when you are accessing equity from a home, meaning you are taking money out of it without selling it.
Taking money out without selling it.
Because if you sell a property, you get 100% of it liquidated, cash, right? Minus whatever you owe on your mortgage. If you are taking money out of the property but keeping the property, you can only access up to 80% of the value of that home.
Say that again?
When you're taking money out of a property without selling it, you can only access up to 80% of the value of the home.
Right.
So if you have a $1 million home, you're only entitled to take out through a mortgage or a home equity line of credit up to $800,000. Okay? So we just had some buzzwords there.
That was a lot of buzzwords.
Mortgage, home equity line of credit, HELOC. Those are types of products.
Right.
So let's say you had that $1 million home, you have a $500,000 mortgage.
Okay.
Let's assume you qualify from an income perspective, you can refinance your $500,000 mortgage.
Explain refinance.
Refinance is basically remortgaging, creating new terms and it's a new mortgage, but it's a higher amount.
Of course.
Or it could be it's really renegotiating your mortgage, the terms of your mortgage.
It's fairly simple. It's a little bit of work.
A little bit, but there's different ways that you could do it.
Right.
I can refinance or take equity out of a home. I could leave that $500,000 mortgage where it is. If I really like the terms and I don't want to break it, like in a market right now, a lot of people, if they have great terms, they don't want to break that mortgage.
Right. So what's
I
the way
could put
around
a
that?
second mortgage behind it. I could put a home equity line of credit behind it. Or I could say I don't like the terms on that mortgage or I'm okay breaking it. I could make that $500,000 mortgage an $800,000 mortgage. And that cash you would get back. They'll literally deposit in your bank account.
It's cash money.
Cash money. But I want to make that clear because people think they buy a property and then it's like, oh, there's $100,000 in this property, I can take it. You can only take up to 80% of the value of the home without selling it.
Right.
Before things start to get nasty. Like you could get a private mortgage, but it's just...
It's hard, it's tricky. Is there a time, so say you buy a property, is there a time that you buy it tomorrow?
Yep.
When can you get access to the equity that you have?
Immediately, if it's there, right? So
like
for people who bought like 2020, 2021, some of them purchased with the minimum down payment and could access equity within the first 6 months.
Right.
People who are buying in this market or at the peak of the market, the market's going down, now they have less equity than they started with. Now they have to wait for it to get back up and then up some more so that there's actually something for them to take.
Yeah, so your property has to appreciate in value
in
order to take out that money.
And a combination of your mortgage pay down. Right?
Yeah, of course. And then so in order to understand how you would get to what your property would be worth, you need to get an appraisal, which would cost out of your pocket. An appraisal is what, $300, $500?
Yeah, and it's probably about $500 too.
And then I think for condos, if I'm not mistaken, they honestly don't even really come to your house. They just kind of do like an online send, like look at comps, kind of like how we would. Yeah. So it's pretty straightforward, I think, for that part. But what happens if you think you're like, how can you get the most with like? Is there certain appraisers that you would like recommend? Like, what happens if you say your realtor, you say, hey Dave, I bought this property. I'm the broker. It's a flex.
I don't know what's going on.
Hey Dave, I bought a property in 2020. It's can you tell me what it's worth right now? And I say, okay, you bought it for $500,000. It's worth comps are selling for $620. And then they get an appraiser that comes in and says it's worth $550.
Okay, so I actually love that we're speaking about this specifically.
You're welcome.
Because I always want clients to save money where they can. We want to figure out, are we in the ballpark of thinking that the value is going to be what we would need in order to get what you need in taking out money?
Okay.
And so a lot of times I'll tell them to call their realtor so that the realtor can pull comps. But I always tell my client, tell your realtor to pull comps based on recent comparable sales that are very comparable to your property and are sold in the last 30 to 60 days. Square footage, everything, for the purpose of an appraisal, not a sale. Because
Yeah.
If there's one thing I notice about realtors, they overshoot the value of what an
What?
appraisal will come back at all the time, because usually you could sell a property for higher than it will appraise for.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah. You add a few numbers.
Yeah. A sale situation is
I don't
different
do
than an
that.
appraisal, right?
Yeah.
Especially in an up market, because usually when you sell something, the
Staging,
last
you're
sale,
gonna stage it,
staging,
we're
and
gonna
it's
paint it.
higher, exactly. Whereas the appraised value is based on the last similar homes that have sold that are like it.
It's nice because I think it's harder to do that for homes, but we like in the downtown core, a lot of condos, so it's a little bit easier. We can get very accurate on the real, on like from me, because like I can look up like the exact same floor plan that sold.
Exactly.
Right. So unless it has like a bunch of upgrades, which is unlikely.
Yeah.
But okay, cool. So the appraisal thing is on you. You pay the appraisal. It comes back. They say it's worth $600,000. That's $100,000 more than what they bought it for. Now they have access to
80% of that value.
80% of 600,000, or 80% of the appreciated value.
80% of the total 600,000.
Okay.
Minus
Minus
whatever you owe, right?
your mortgage.
So like, yeah, your mortgage. So whatever the difference is between those two numbers is what you would get back in cash.
And then you can reinvest that money.
Yeah, and that is how people purchase multiple properties. A lot of people say you should only save for a down payment one time, right? You
Who
save
said
for
that?
I don't know. People say it.
Someone said that.
Someone said it to me, and I was like, genius. I love that. So
Someone said it.
somebody said it. You save for your first down payment, and then your property appreciates, and then you take equity out of your home and use it for your next down payment, and you keep doing that and doing that. If you're capable of, continually saving down payments, good for you. That's awesome too.
Yeah, that's hard. It's hard down here.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Very simple.
I'm scared it's gonna cut out any minute here.
Yeah. No, this is great. It's not.
You say that.
She's with us now. Did you name her? What's
The memory card? It's gonna not even. It's probably like
based
a
on today. Her
format and
name
shit.
is like
It's probably
stupid bitch.
Watch this not even be able to upload because it's a disaster.
No, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be fine. If you're looking to pull out.
Call us.
If you're looking to pull out equity on the home that you already purchased, reach out to one of us. We can kind of help you along this process. It's a little bit simpler than you think. There are a few steps along the way, of course, but this is the best way to kind of take out what's actually owed to you. It's your money. Reinvest that money however you'd like, whether it's back in the market, whatever. We strongly suggest the real estate market. I strongly suggest. But I hope we explain this in like very simple terms. Like I think the last few videos, even before this, I always talk about trying to get an important message across, but in a plain English way, because there's so many videos out there, and I'm not slighting anybody, because there's a lot of people that can probably explain this analytically better than I can. But what I want to do when I'm trying to get across on my YouTube channel is trying to make this as like plain English and simplified as humanly possible, because you can now go out there and Google a million people that will show you the very detailed analytics, but I think having a basic understanding and us explaining to them, to you in a ordinary way is a lot more beneficial to you.
And planting seeds. We want to tell people about things that they didn't know about, so that they can explore it more. And
that's
the trees
it.
will grow.
Thank you for watching all these videos. There's probably more to come if these videos actually load. If you like the videos that we're putting out, please hit the subscribe button below and the notification button so you don't miss any videos that we put out. We appreciate it, and thanks for watching. Do we do it?
Yeah. That's it?
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
I needed that.
Fuck, I gotta drive home to Orangeville. Why did I buy a house there?
I don't know why you did that.
I don't know.
That's a horrible idea. You know what? It's not.
I love Orangeville. Nice and quiet. Not around all these weird King Street people.
Yeah.
AKA
Me.
you.